What I'm going to be talking about first is an article that Kevin Samuels sort of discussed and broke down on his opening monologue yesterday. So Kevin Samuels did an episode yesterday, and it was entitled, "Do High Value Men Control Women?" And what he did is he broke down an article that was written. Let me go ahead and bring this up here. It was written in the New York Post. It was written by Andrew Court. Andrew Court wrote an article that actually published a couple days ago entitled, quote, "Men with Golden Penis Syndrome are ruining sex and dating for women." Isn't that interesting? Men with Golden Penis Syndrome are ruining sex and dating for women. Okay, well, let's jump in here and see what this is all about. Beware of the college grad cad. The article starts. Let me get this video out of the way. I hate when they bombard you with the damn video. There we go. Beware of the college grad cad. Men with college degrees have become so cocky that they're ruining romance for their female counterparts, one leading expert alleges. Just 40.5% of college students in the United States are male, according to the National Student Clearinghouse, meaning they're in short supply and in high demand when dating on campus. Well, okay, I guess that makes sense. A lack of competition has led these men to develop, quote, golden penis syndrome, an arrogance that stems from the assumption that a steady supply of females will be sexually interested in them. So let me just go ahead and stop it right there. Golden penis syndrome, he calls it, a, quote, arrogance that stems from the assumption that a steady supply of females will be sexually interested in them. Around these parts, we call that the abundance mindset. You know, it's interesting. It's interesting. Women control the dating market. They control access to sex. We say this all the time in this community. Women control access to sex. We control access to relationships. Well, if there's no sex, there's no relationship. So really, women control access to sex and relationships. Am I right? So what these men have figured out, these men with golden penis syndrome, according to Andrew Court, it is an arrogance that stems from the assumption that a steady supply of females will be sexually interested in them. So he characterizes the abundance mindset as something that is arrogant. So we already know that Mr. Court is certainly not team man. Don't want to pass judgment here. Listen, I'll give him a few more paragraphs before we pass judgment here. Golden penis syndrome, he continues, has led these smug males to engage in dastardly dating practices such as cheating and ghosting because they're confident that another woman will always be waiting around the corner. Holy shit. Holy shit. Again, smug and dastardly. So because a small group of men have figured out that they're going to be swimming in punani no matter what, now all of a sudden they're smug. Now all of a sudden their strategies are dastardly, cheating and ghosting. Did it ever occur to Mr. Court that women have done the same thing for the last 2.5 decades? Think about this. Think about this. And again, law number 26 of the 49 Laws of Sharpe, which can be purchased at donovansharpe.com/49laws. Women cannot stand it when men have a decided advantage on the sexual marketplace. They cannot stand it. When men play the game better than they do, that's the only time it's a problem. A woman will date 10 guys, cheat on all 10 of them, she'll ghost guys, she'll flake on them, this and that, but as soon as a guy runs the gambit on her, it's men ain't shit, men are dogs, men are trash. Well, Mr. Court here is doing the exact same thing. Because a man has figured out that he is going to have a steady stream of hot young females paying him sexual attention, now all of a sudden the practices that women have been engaging in, such as cheating and ghosting, because they're confident that another man will always be waiting around the corner, he wants to characterize when we do it as dastardly. You guys remember that article that came out a while back about 30% of women go out with men on dinner dates just to get fed with no romantic interest? They call that smart dating. They call that financial shrewdness. One of the models I hired actually admitted this to me. Well, hey, if it's the 21st of the month and I know I'm not going to get it, yeah, I'll download Tinder to feed myself. Women admit this outwardly. And not only are they encouraged to do this, they are praised when they do it. Yet, when the dine and dash dater does it to women, he gets national ridicule. All of a sudden now, he's smug and engaging in dastardly dating practices. So when women do it, it's smart, it's empowering. You go, girl, never settle. But when men do it, because of our abundance mindset, it is smug, dastardly, and an arrogance. Let me get this off the screen here. There we go. The term was reportedly coined by frustrated female students at Sarah Lawrence College in upstate New York, where 3/4 of all enrollees are the fairer sex. Journalist John Bierger believes many college-educated men in their 20s, 30s, and 40s have also developed GPS because they're similarly in high demand when it comes to dating. The sex ratios among college-educated hetero singles in Manhattan is approximately 3 women for every 2 men. I've interviewed a lot of men who are continuing to take advantage of that imbalance, Bierger told Mel magazine. So out in the real world, for every 3 available hetero single women, there are 2 men, which leads to, obviously, competition. But again, it's characterized as them taking advantage of these imbalances. So what is it? What do you characterize it as when women themselves take advantage of all the thirsty guys on Tinder when they're swiping left and right until their fingers bleed? Clearly, the ratios on dating apps are skewed in favor of women. Nobody's complaining about that. Nobody's complaining about the fact that most men strike out every single time on dating apps because, well, women have a lot of options. Way back, incidentally enough, in episode 499, number 3, hang on a second. In episode 499, I talked about this very phenomenon. When the script is flipped on women. When the script is flipped on women, they can't stand it. Take a look and listen. So many options available that guys don't try at all. She says it's like sitting there with a huge menu in front of them, and it's so overwhelming that they cannot decide what to eat. If they try me out and I am not immediately to their liking, they move on easily. There's no need for effort, and it's sickening. Of course, they blow me off. They barely even think of me as a human being. I am just another face on the screen. Oh. Sound familiar, gentlemen? Oh, how the tide has turned on Ms. Horton. You see, guys, what she is describing is the inverse of what she experienced in her 20s. You see, in her 20s, she sat there with a huge menu of men in front of her. In her 20s, she was so overwhelmed that she couldn't decide what to eat, or in other words, who to sleep with. If the men she tried out were not immediately to her liking, she was the one who moved on easily. In her 20s, she didn't have to make any effort, and she blew off countless men. She didn't think of men as human beings. They were just another face on the screen. You know, it's funny when women complain, or when women don't like when men play the game better than they do, right? A woman will lie to men. She'll cheat on boyfriends. She'll use men they have women will use men they have zero sexual interest in for free dinners and divorce rape their husbands. But as soon as one man plays the game better than she does and gets over on her, oh, now it's a problem. Now it's men ain't shit. Guys, there are countless articles talking about girls who use men for free meals by misleading them about their sexual interest in them.
Everybody praises these women for this brilliant plan. But then as soon as we get a guy like the dine and dash dater out in California who is dining and dashing on women, now it's a problem. He gets jail time and national ridicule while women get a pat on the back. Females hate it when they do not have a decided advantage on the dating market.
I dig that Voltron shirt. I wonder where that's at.
And there are really only two things that put them at a disadvantage. Number one, they run up on a dude who just plays the game better than they do. And number two, they get old. And this is where Amy Horton finds herself now. What she did with men in her 20s is exactly what is being done to her now, and she doesn't like it. Then she wants to whine about, I'm just another face on the screen. Cry me a river, ho.
The article continues. Bierger, who penned the best-selling book Datanomics, How Dating Became a Lopsided Numbers Game, further explained to the Daily Mail, quote, "We are seeing a generation of young men who think they're Adam Driver or Michael B. Jordan. Of course, it's not about them, it's the ratio." He continued, When men are in undersupply, the dating culture becomes less monogamous. Men are more likely to treat women as sex objects and treat relationships as disposable. Interesting. Now, Kevin pointed out this parallel when he broke this article down about this treating women as sex objects. Well, guess what? The script has officially been flipped. You see, as recently as probably 2, maybe 3 years ago, women treated men as commodities. Women treated relationships as disposable. Why? Because they had what they thought were endless options. But what they're really beginning to figure out is that all of these men that most of these women are dating are the same guys. That's really what this comes down to. And by the way, this is John Bierger of Dating Economics. So again, when women take advantage of these skewed ratios, no problem. When men take advantage of it, we're smug men who are arrogant with golden penis syndrome. The article continues, not only are men with golden penis syndrome more likely to treat their dates badly, they may also be inclined to put much less effort into their physical performance, for their physical appearance, and their sexual performances. That's 100% wrong. What he is describing are fuckboys. And one thing, and Geeky Anomaly actually pointed this out in the chat when we were breaking down F-Boy Island, which was an abject disaster, is that there's no such thing as an F-Boy or a player or a high-value man who's playing the field who doesn't put effort into their physical appearance. F-boys, high-value men, players always look good. They're always in shape. They're always very well dressed, always very well groomed, and they always smell fantastic. They always look good. Now, as far as their sexual performances are concerned, they could not give less of a shit, because why? Well, hell, if she doesn't like fucking me, I know that another woman will probably like fucking me. This is why I told you guys way back in episode 17, 4 reasons you should not give a shit about a woman's needs in bed. When I wrote that article, I had been dating Devin for 2, maybe 3 weeks. I was still smashing 2, 3 girls at a time. I did not care about my sexual performance because I knew I had more than one. Bierger, I'm just going to call him Berger, previously spoke with the Post, declaring that dating was particularly dire for heterosexual women in New York. Oh, look at this caricature of this guy. Looks like he's paying attention to his... Listen, he's got a custom tailored suit. He is nicely groomed. Probably smells like Blue de Chanel. College-educated women are more likely to date among their own milieu of college-educated men. But as their numbers are so skewed, they're in for a rougher time. Gentlemen, if you haven't heard anything I've said to this point, listen to me now. Matter of fact, I'm gonna find the Twitter. I'm gonna find the not the Twitter. I'm gonna find the Instagram post. That I talk about the fact that when women compete for men, When men compete for women, women are terribly behaved. They're terribly, terribly behaved. Oh, here we are. Let me see if I can find it here. And this is, this is the case in every sexual marketplace. Every single, here we are. Here we are. Nope, actually, nope, that's not it. Even though that's very true. Even though that is actually very, very true. Let me see if I can find it here. I should have had this up, but it is what it is. When women compete for men, they are on their best behavior. When men compete for women, women are on their worst behavior. Case in point, The Bachelor and The Bachelorette. Women on The Bachelor, when they are competing for one man, okay, I can't find it, doesn't matter. When women are competing for one man, they're docile, they're feminine. Now, of course, behind closed doors with the other women, they're always catty. But around the men, women behave themselves very, very well when competing for men. But when men compete for them, they act like Hannah Brown, who basically fucked every contestant on the show and then wondered why she didn't get engaged. Berger told the Post that the imbalance is also exacerbated by New York's large population of gay males. Oh, did not see that coming. Some 9 to 12% of men in Manhattan are gay, according to Gary Gates, a demographics expert at UCLA's Williams Institute. But Berger had some trusty advice for female singletons seeking to settle down. Be cautious of the college grad cads. He says, quote, I would be very wary of guys who have remained never married into their late 30s and 40s, he explained to the Daily Mail, especially the better looking ones with good jobs. These men are having too much fun playing the field. Too much fun playing the field. So when we're having fun playing the field, it's a problem. We're just having too much fun, right? He also advises women to be assertive when pursuing romance, stating, quote, fact is, men like women who like them. Also, a man is much less likely to take advantage of a woman who puts herself out there. Well, he actually spoke a nugget of truth here, guys. We like women who like us back. I can't tell you how many girls I smashed in Vegas who genuinely just did not like me. They just didn't like me. And sometimes that's a bit of a hard reality to sort of swallow. Okay, this girl likes smashing me, but does she really like me? And the more time you spend with her, the more obvious it becomes, this girl really doesn't like me. Devin and I are watching a series. I think it might be on Discovery Plus. It's called Dope Sick. It's sort of a biopic of the OxyContin epidemic that started in the early 2000s with Purdue and OxyContin being highly, highly addictive and destructive and deadly, and Purdue doing their level best to sort of sweep it under the rug. Well, one of the young salesmen who used to work for Purdue made all this money, and he kind of catches a strike of conscience. He figures out that OxyContin is indeed very, very bad for its patients, and this is drug addicts or people who are genuinely in pain. And he begins to maybe question whether or not he should walk away. Oh yeah, Dope Sick is on Hulu. Thank you guys for that. Anyway, he's having, I guess, a little bit of a fling with one of his fellow sales women. And they're talking about, we need to report this and people are getting sick. And the girl is like, dude, this is the golden goose. Keep your mouth shut. So she turns around to walk away and he asks her, no, they were at some sort of party. I think they were celebrating $1 billion in sales. And he almost gets in a fight with one of the other salespeople, and she kind of breaks it up. And she's like, come on, let me take you home and you can take advantage of me. And he kind of looks at her. He says, do you even like me? And she paused for a second and she's like, yeah, sure. He knew she was lying and just got up and walked out. Right? Men, we like women who like us. We like women who like us. Women, if you like a guy, show him that you like him. Show him that you like him. Throw yourself at him. But then, of course, in the same breath, also, a man is much less likely to take advantage of a woman who puts herself out there. Well, guess what? As Michael Jordan famously said, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. Women, ladies, if you really, really want to get linked up, you got work to do. You've got work to do. The younger you are, the less work you have to do. Men, we're starting to figure out that as soon as we hit the big 3-0, we are the ones with the advantage. And we act accordingly. Call us arrogant, call it golden penis syndrome, call it whatever you want. But that doesn't change the fact that it is our advantage, and it's game, set, match out here in these streets.